डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी.
Hello students, I Dr. Shivang Patel, Associate Professor, School of Computer Science from Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University. Welcome you all from Chaitanya Studio of Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University. In this lecture series of subject operating system, we have completed block 3, unit 1, 2 and 3. We have started unit number 4, in which we have seen few of the commands of general purpose utility commands related with files and directories. Now in today's session, we are going to continue few more commands in this session. So we have completed chmod, chowner, chgroup, find, head, tail. These are the commands that we have completed. Just revise this command. So first of all, chmod for changing the permission. You are using this chmod command. Then if you want to change the ownership of particular file or directory, in that case you are using chowner, that is chown command. If you want to change the group name, in that case you are using chgrp, that is change group. Then after find command that we have discussed in the last session, to search particular file or directory, in that case you are using this find command. We have also discussed few of the options related with this find command, how this command can be used with multiple criteria to find out or to search from the list of files or directory. We have discussed few criteria like you can find file name with the help of file name, directory name, modification, date or time, then after based on the permission, all these options that we have discussed. Then after we have discussed two commands, head and tail. So if you want to display first few lines from your file, in that case, or you can say that the top lines, in that case you are using the head command. If you want to display from the bottom of the file some of the lines, in that case you are using the tail command. As we have discussed, in both the command by default, if you are not mentioning any of the option, then 10 lines will be displayed. If you are using head command, then the top 10 lines, and if you are using the tail command, then the bottom 10 lines that will be displayed. We have also discussed few of the options with head and tail command. In the previous session, we have also discussed these commands that can be used with another command, that is say for example ls command. If you want to represent that list of files that are modified, latest or just currently modified, in that case you are using ls command, and t option that can sort all the files in their modification time, but you are not requiring all the files, you are requiring top 2 files that are modified as a latest. In that case you are using head command in merge with the ls command. So we are using pipe symbol for merging multiple commands. Same way tail command we have also discussed. Now we are continuing with few more commands, general purpose utilities command in today's session. So you can see on your screen, these are the commands: wc, then after touch command, and then after who command. We are going to discuss these 3 commands in today's session. Now starts with wc command. Wc stands for word count. Now suppose you have created any file and you are requiring to know that how many lines are there, how many words are there, how many characters are there in that particular file. In that case you are using this wc command. So generally whenever you are executing this command, you can get the output in 4 columns. So the first column that will display the total number of lines in a file. Second column that will display the total number of words in a file, and the third column that will display total number of characters in the file, and the fourth column itself that display the file name. So you can say that whenever you are executing wc command, it will display total number of lines, total number of words, total number of characters in particular file. So what is the syntax? So you can use wc command with options. Options are not mandatory. You can use according to your requirement or whatever the criteria you want to fulfill. In that case you are using that options accordingly, and then after the file name. So here these are the options. If you are using L option, then it will print the number of lines. If you are not using any of the option, then it will display all three output, that is number of lines, number of words and number of characters. But suppose you are requiring to display only number of lines, in that case you can use L option with WC command. Now suppose you are requiring to know only words, or you want to count total number of words in a file, in that case you can use this W option with WC command. Now if you want to know total number of characters in a particular file, in that case you are using this C option. Now you can use this ls and pipeline WCL. So as we have discussed, if you want to merge multiple commands, in that case you are using both the commands with pipeline symbol. So what happened after executing this command? So first of all, if you want to know total number of files or directories in the current directory, in that case ls command doesn't count that particular number of files. But suppose you are requiring to count number of files, in that case you are using ls command. As we have already discussed, ls command will list all the files and directory. Now you are merging that wc command with that particular ls command. So as you already aware that whenever you are executing ls command, the output or ls minus l command, the output that you can get, that is line by line. So each and every file that can be represented in detail view in separate line. Now you are merging this ls command with wc and the option L. So this L option, that you can get the total number of lines whenever you are executing the ls command. So ultimately you can able to know that total number of files that are available in the current directory. We will see practically how this can be worked. So first of all, we can check which are the files available in our current directory. So say for example, these are the files available. Now suppose we are creating one new file. So as we have discussed, you want to create new file, you are requiring the cat command. Then after you can use the file name. Say for example, I am giving the file name demo.txt. Now it will ask me for the content. So I am entering the content here. Hello student, how are you? Welcome from Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University. So these three lines that I have mentioned here. Now I would like to save this file. I am using Ctrl D option. So now file is saved. Now I would like to see the contents of that particular file. Then I can use cat command. Then after demo.txt. So you can see these are the content that we have already stored in that particular file. Now I am using WC command. So if I am using WC command without any option, so what is the syntax? So WC command and then after the file name. Here file name is demo.txt. So you can see here, first represent 3, that is the total number of lines. Then after the 8, that means total number of words in that particular file. And then after 45, total number of characters. Space is also considered as one of the characters. So 45 characters are there in this file, and the fourth column that will display the file name itself. Now individually you want to know only file, in that case you are requiring to use options. So if I would like to know only lines, then I can use -L. L stands for number of lines, then after the file name. So I am using the file name demo.txt. In that case you will get total number of lines as well as the file name. Then after I would like to know number of words, only number of words, not any other information. In that case I am using the option W, then after the file name. Then you can see total number of words that are available in demo.txt, that are 8. Then after I would like to know total number of characters in that particular file, then I am using C option. So you will get 45, right? Then after we have discussed, if you are using ls and L option, in that case you will get detailed listing of all the files and directory. Here you can observe that if you want to count the total number of directories as well as the files available in the current directory, in that case you can merge two commands. One is ls command and another is wc command. So say for example, I am using this command. Now I would like to merge with another command, so I can use this pipeline symbol. Then after I would like to know total number of files. That means here each and every file that can be represented in separate line, right? So ultimately I would like to count that particular lines. So if I would like to count total number of lines, then I am requiring only option, that is L option. So I am merging these two commands. In that case, you can see total number of files available, that are 16 in that particular current directory. So as we have discussed, WC command that can be used to count total number of lines, words and characters. Now the next command, that is touch command. So as we have discussed, if you want to create a file, in that case you are using the cat command. Cat command with greater than sign and then after the file name. If you want to append some of the contents in existing file, in that case you are using cat command, then double greater than sign and then after the file name. If you want to save the contents, you are using Control D option, right? So whenever you want to create any file, in that case you are using cat command, but the only thing is that suppose you want to create zero size file. Now what is the meaning of zero size file? That means the empty file. You don't want to put any of the contents or you don't want to save any contents into that particular file. In that case, is it possible with the help of cat? Yes. In that case, what you have to do? You can use cat command, then after greater than sign and then after the file name. Whenever you are pressing enter, the prompt or terminal will ask you for the contents. In that case, you don't type anything into that particular file, simply press Ctrl D. So the file is saved with that particular name but with no size. That means you have not entered any of the data in that particular file. So this file is empty file. But there is another alternative. If you don't want to use cat command to create file, in that case you are having one option, that is touch. If you are using touch command, then it is used to create zero size file. So it happened multiple times whenever you are doing programming in shell programming, you are requiring to create multiple file only for your demo purpose. You are not requiring some of the contents inside that particular file. In that case, bulkily you want to create empty files or zero size file. In that case, you are using this touch command. Now this touch command that can be also used with few of the options, right? So we will see one by one how the options that can be used. Now it is also used to change and modify the timestamp. That is another utility. Now what is the syntax for touch command? Touch and then after the file name. So we will see practically. First of all, I am clearing the screen. Now you can check with the ls command, these are the files available. Now in ls and l option, you can find the size in bytes for particular file. Say for example, we have just created one file demo.txt. You want to see the size. So I can use ls-l demo.txt. So you can observe here that first permissions that will be displayed, then number of links, then after the username, then after the group name, here in this case root, then after the 45 that represent the bytes, right? So the size of this particular file is 45, then after the creation date and time, and then after the file name. So you can observe here that this file we have created with some contents and size will be clearly mentioned here with the help of ls-l command, right? Now suppose I would like to create zero size file, then you can use cat greater than, say for example, I am using file demo and txt. So it will ask me for command whatever the contents. I am not entering any command or any content, and then after I am pressing Ctrl D, right? So here this file doesn't contain any data. We can check ls-l and then after file demo.txt. So you can see here at the particular position 0 will be displayed. That means the size of that particular byte is 0. Now the same thing if we want to perform with the help of touch command. So you can use touch and then after the file name. Say for example, I am using fdemo, that is my file name .txt, right? So here it will not ask me for any of the contents. Are you able to understand? Basically the difference is that whenever you are using cat command to create file, it will ask you for the contents, but whenever you are using touch command, it never asks you for the content. It simply creates a file with zero size. Now how you can check? With the help of ls-l option and then after the file name, that is fdemo.txt. Now you can observe here again fdemo.txt that will be created, but the size is 0, right? Observe here, say for example, file1.txt, I would like to see the content. So I can check file1.txt, yes, there is a content available. Now I would like to check the size of for that particular file. So I can use ls l option file1.txt. So you can see here the size is 21 bytes. Again ls minus l option that represents some additional information like permissions, link, username, group name and their access time also. So here what is the access time for file1.txt? You can see on the screen that is August 4, right. Now we will see one by one all the options of that particular touch command. Now again one thing, suppose you want to create multiple files which are having no contents, that means empty file, but the file name that you are giving in some sequence, like on the screen you can see, suppose you want to create multiple files, file 1, file 2, file 3, file 4 and file 5. In that case you can write touch, then after file and then after in curly bracket 1, then double dot, then 5 and curly bracket complete. In that case what happen? All the 5 files that will be created, initially the name is file and then after each and every file that are separately saved with that number, that is file 1, then after .txt, file 2.txt, file 3.txt. So this will be considering as the iteration. So if you want to create multiple files with size 0, in that case you can use this command, that is touch command, then after the file name initially that you want, then after the curly bracket, then after starting with which number that you have to mention here, then after up to which number you have to go. So before that you have to put double dot sign. So all files that will be created, we will see practically also. Suppose you want to create the multiple files, so I can use here touch command, then after I am using f and then after 1.5. So what happened? 5 files are created having the name f1, f2, f3, f4 and f5 dot txt. Now you can check with ls command. So you can able to see with the help of single command we have created 5 different files, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 f, right. So you can also use this touch command in this manner to create multiple 0 size file. Now we can see one by one options with the touch command. So first option is A. It is used to change the access time only. So as we have already discussed, whenever you are creating any file, one log is maintained that that file is created by which user, that file created at which time, date and time, that means timestamp that is maintained. Then after suppose you or any other user can change some of the contents or modify that particular file, then log may be also maintained what will be that modification time. So all this data that will be stored. Now suppose touch command, another utility of that command is that if you want to change that timestamp data, that means you want to change access time, you want to change modification time or any other data, in that case you can use that touch command also. So the first functionality, you want to create 0 size file, then you are using touch command. Second functionality, that suppose you want to change access time or modification time as per your requirement, in that case you can do. So we can see here on the command prompt in terminal, I am again repeating, first of all clearing the screen. Now suppose I would like to see that particular file, total number of files, yes, now I am using ls l command, file1.txt. So this file is created on which date? August 4 and 23, that is the time, right. Now suppose this access time I would like to change. So I can use touch command with A option and then after the file name, file1.txt. So here it is successfully changed the access time with my current date and time, right. So how you can check? You can check with the help of again ls l command, then after file1.txt. You can observe here that file1.txt, the time will be changed. Again I am using that command, say for example touch A and file name, then you can change lsl file1.txt. So you can observe here previously the time is 4th August and after using this A option you are changing the time with the current time, that is August 7, right. So in some of the terminals or some of the versions, the hyphen may sign can be used and in some of the versions hyphen sign not used in these options. So in some of the version of Ubuntu you can use dash and then after a, but here dash doesn't work, so you can directly use a option. The thing is that if you want to change access time, so previously it is different, and after using this a command or a option, the access time that will be changed to your current date and time, right. So that is one option, that is a option. Another option, that is C. Now suppose you want to check whether that file is created or not, and if it avoids that creating a new file if it not exist. So first of all, that C option that will check whether the file is created or not, and if it is not there then it avoids to create, right. As we have already discussed, say for example you want to create the content in a particular file, then you are using cat command. If you want to create any directory, in that case you are using mkdir, right. Now suppose in some of the cases, some of the files or directories while you are copying or moving command used, in that case if at destination position that file or that directory is not available, then system automatically creates that particular file or directory. But here whenever you are using touch command with that option, in that case what happen, if that file is not available, not exist, then it is not created, it just avoids to create a new file. So with the help of this command you can able to see that it avoids to create a new file with C option. Now with D option you can change modification time as well as the access time. As we have discussed in previous first option A, if you want to change only access time, in that case you are using that option A or hyphen A according to the version. Now suppose you want to change both the times, modification time as well as the access time, in that case additional input that you have to put assign, that is the date and time. According to the version you have to put that date format in different available formats like short date or long date or with time. So some of the versions they may use DD, MM or YY, or some of the system that can able to change with the help of H, M and S. So according to version that format may be differ, but the thing is that after using that option you can able to change modification time as well as the access time. The only thing is that you have to add some additional input, and it is nothing but the date and time in specific format, right. Then after the next command, that is M option. Now suppose you want to change only modification time, in that case you are using this M option, right. That D option that we have discussed for both the time changing, that is access time and the modification time. If you want to change only access time you are using A, if you want to change only modification time then you can use M option. Then after T option, if you want to set say specific time set for an existing file using the date string or to create a file. So one additional utility of T command is that if the file is not there, right, in all previous options what we have done, so say for example the file are already there, and if you want to change only modification or access time, in that case these options are used. But suppose that file is not available and you want to change that particular, or you are applying to change for time step, in that case what happen, it will automatically create the zero size file with the help of T option. So I think you are aware with all these options of touch command. Now the next command, that is who command. So in the previous session we have discussed, if you want to know the user information which are currently logged in that case you are using this who command. We have also discussed few of the arguments, that is M and I. So if you are using only who command, in that case all the users that are currently logged in that will be displayed, and if you are using who am I, then only current user information, that means your information, logged in information, that you can able to see. Now apart from all this information, that who command will also give you the information regarding the system booted last at which time, current run level of the system. So these are the additional information you can able to see with the help of who command. What is the syntax? So you can use who command with options and the file name. So we will see one by one all the options. First of all, A option, it will display all the details of current logged in user. For that you are requiring to attach with the client server system, that means one server is there, Red Hat server or Ubuntu server or Kali Linux server. maybe one server is there and multiple clients are there. In that case, suppose you are executing this who command, and with OA option, in that case you can able to see or the list of users with that login information or currently logged in users. Then after the R option, if you want to know the current run level, there are different levels, run level 1 to 5 or according to the system that may differ. So you will able to see this total run level for using R option. Then L and H option. H is only for the heading up. If you want to display all the information and if you want to bifurcate this information that belongs to which head, in that case that header information you will get with the help of capital H option. L option, that will display the login process detail. In the next block, block number 4, we will see few of the commands that will deal with that particular process ID, process number, because as you already aware, each and every process or each and every task that will be performed in the system, they are having some unique identified number. These are nothing but the process ID. So if you are using here L option, in that case you will able to see the login process detail for particular current user. Then after Q option, again here H option, that is used for header information, and if you want to count total number of users that are currently logged in your current system, in that case you are using this Q option. Then after U option, that displays the user's login and idle information. Say for example, I am currently logged in and few of the seconds or few of the minutes I am doing nothing with that system or in that terminal, I am not giving any of the command. In that case, what happened? I am idle for few seconds or few minutes. So suppose administrator or the user wants to know that how many times that particular user was idle. In that case, you can use that particular option. By using that option, you can able to see that how much time that particular user was idle. So in this session, we have discussed 3 commands that are basic file utility commands, that touch command, then after we have discussed who command, and also we have discussed WC command, right. Now this block number 3, we have completed all 4 units. In next subsequent session, we are going to start block number 4, in which we are going to see few of the commands related with the processes, right. Now practice all those commands, and till then happy learning. Thank you.